If the stream drops, I got backup, so don't run off. Come on, get in there. Everything is so damn difficult. You working? Sounds like we're in the bathroom.
Well, we'll see here in a minute. Got to get through the delay.
It does.
Yeah. Well, we'll see here in a minute. Got to get through the delay.
Maybe we gotta shut that off or we'll have echoing. Okay.
I just wanted to see what it sounded like, or what the picture looked like. Picture looks good. As good as any garage picture looks. You ought to paint that spinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Rewatching already. Now it's 4.
And one of them might have been me, and I didn't put a thumbs up on
What? What?
it. What do you mean you didn't put a thumbs up on it? I always do. I'll catch it when it starts, I'll put a thumbs up on it, and then I can do something.
Yeah. There we go. We got juice now. Okay, 4, 3 watchers. You must have dropped off. 2 thumbs up. 1 from me and 1 from you. Okay, had a few little faux pas in the paint. Pulled the mask up, pulled a little bit of paint up there. We'll airbrush that today. I got the tip to airbrush, the spinner to paint. So I guess the first thing to do is going to be clean out this airbrush real good because I'm going to paint white. I sprayed it so it would, cleaned it out so it would spray okay, but you know how white it is, it'll pick up.
You bet, you'll have a little that doomy hoocher that comes flipping out of there. Okay, let's use.
So what are we doing with the old thinner? Now that the box is empty.
Well, we're just gonna have to find some container, some.
What is that?
That might be old thinner. I think it is. Jesus.
Here, you hold it, I'll turn it. You hold it, I'll turn it.
Yeah, that's old thinner. You just have to dump it in. Or any one of these old jars back here that's got a bunch of dried up crap in the bottom of them, if that one gets filled up. Need to make something to hold that one.
What I normally use is a 1/2 inch piece of balsa wood with a,
Yeah, whittle down on the end, ready
Yeah.
to poke it up in there, but I don't have any such critter up here right this moment.
so I cleaned the airbrush last night. But I cleaned it just good enough to spray. I mean, so there's no hard stuff left in the brush. I'm gonna paint white today, and there's been all kind of color through that thing. Reds and yellows and blues and stuff. You gotta make sure to get everything out of it. Everything. Especially the paper towel that I just shoved in the bottom. Now we're gonna have a problem. Everything's a problem. There we go. One more sheet through. That's pretty good. So now, what I'll do is I'll spray through this and then clean the top out. I'll run as much thinner through it as I can. Yeah. I bought the best China hose they had, 100 foot at
100 foot.
Yeah.
I need 100 foot for it. I wish I had 100 foot the other day when Bobby was over here, because we didn't move my cars out.
That's why I bought 100 foot.
I put brand new number 11 blades in that is X-Acto knives there. need one, but both them knives have got new number 11 blades in them, no scalpel blade. And I have to keep my jacket on today.
It's chilly. It's chilly, Willie. I've had 2 people tell me what a great team you and I make.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. Which one of these you like to use the best? The aluminum one or the rubber handled one?
It don't matter. One with a blade on and a sharp one. We're not building a watch. Only a dumb model airplane.
Yeah.
Now for this part.
Yeah, that's a 1/4 inch hole in there.
The decals didn't turn out too bad, so I'm happy about that.
The decals?
The decals. Let's see. One big one.
Okay, there's that. Probably want to take it off or maybe scuff that up a little bit.
Yeah, 320. Or, no, not 320, 600. 500. There.
Got 500
Nope.
up.
That's probably been sanded on with metal or something.
No, all this stuff's been used with paint. Up here.
There we go.
There's my little pad, man.
Okay. That blue paint stained this plastic, the clear plastic. It's got a blue hue to it.
Really? Huh. Wonder what's up with that.
I don't know. Should be okay. I hope. I just don't want a black spot to go poof.
Yeah, that would be the worst.
Gotta love me the Iwatas. I love these things. These are great. I wonder if they make a spray gun,
I don't know.
touch-up gun. About $1,000. $1,000. Get the end of the spinner out of there. I guess it's ready.
You'll find out.
Yeah, first. Oh god.
There, another.
I think I'll paint the spinner first. That way, if it screws up, it's not on the airplane.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of touch up to do right. I sanded that, so I gotta hit that with some paint. There's gonna be a whole lot. I'll be working nickel and diming this thing for a month.
Pretty typical.
So we got red, white. Where's the white? I think here's the white right here. Not ready to spray, so we gotta add thinner. Put this down here. Put the lid on this. Maybe the white will tint it back to white.
$30.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's gonna go walking in the house after you're tromping around, isn't it?
It'll be dry here shortly. Yeah, I can get that on me. Yeah, it's the right color. You think I ought to sand that there, or should I just airbrush it?
What, that spot?
Yeah,
You already sanded it, didn't you?
no.
I probably should. Want to feather the edges a little bit. This paint is peeling off the spinner. No,
What?
paint is peeling off the spinner. Enough to where I'm having it sanded. Might gonna have to hit it with some primer. You can look at it and see what you think. Since it's your airplane,
You just hit it with some primer and forget it. I don't think I have any here though. You got a little bit? Yeah, we can hit it with a little primer.
you know what that one thing was? It might have been that thing in that primer that we tested instead of junk time.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
Here's some 600.
They're at it again.
Of course. I don't know how after 10 hours yesterday. We'll look at it for another week.
It won't be a long day today. It'll be real quick. Well, it'll be quick, not real quick.
You better watch it.
I just had the tape in my hand. What the hell happened to it? There it is. Gonna make some noise.
Jet engine gets fired up.
See this stuff right here, Barb?
when I heard them the first time.
I saw them the very first time, and it was still dark out.
Are they going down this side?
No, they're going down the other side.
Well, we got 10 watchers, but no chatters.
No chatters.
What's the deal?
Hello, everybody.
Ba-doop. 10 watchers, no chatters. Shit, hold on to this, will you? Got a little orange on it still. Set it somewhere. We're done with that. That's good enough. That should be good enough, shouldn't it?
Well, as long as there's not a dark spot there.
Yeah, it's a little, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get overspray on the. Here, hold on. Get the tape out. That's good. Wouldn't you say?
Carry on.
That looks good to me. Good enough. Now, can I get the tape off of it without pulling something
The
up?
wingtip, good.
Wing-
The other white part that you're painting on over
Yeah, I
there.
painted that already.
Not this one, it had some green showing or something at one time.
No, I got that.
I say you're fixing to find out.
Yeah. Now that was pulled up with the blue stencil stuff.
Yeah, man, that's pretty scary. Normally it's that fine line tape that does it.
Stop it.
Scary.
Got it. Okay.
Pop, pop, pop. You can see a peel underneath it.
Okay. decal here will have to be hand brushed with a artist brush. You know, that spot there. I don't want to tape anything off. I don't want to put any tape on there till I get some clear on this thing. You know, just clear it under and touch it up after the clear, between coats of clear. So, the next thing to do is that tip there. This tip here.
Important too.
Then you gotta pray that I don't peel anything off there. Once you get it sealed up and clear, you're pretty safe. Especially we use retarder. Okay, where's the roll of tape? There. That should be good. It should be good. Think we're getting it clear on today? I guess we could mix them up and try this flap, because I want to outline that, but I don't want to outline it before there's clear on it.
Well, shoot on the bottom of it.
No, I gotta see if it's gonna fog.
Yeah, I know.
I just-
Well,
I'll just take this off and shoot the whole thing, and I mean, if it fogs beyond repair, then I can just, all I have is one flap to fix, not a whole airplane.
all you gotta do is put another coat on it once it's. Put a little retardant.
You tell her this was more expensive than gasoline?
Yeah, I told her it's $10 for 4 bottles. It's not even 50% humidity. That's got the price of gold.
They were talking on that form that I was looking at, 65%. So if it's 85 out and you got 65% humidity, you gotta add retarder. But I don't know if it was, it's gotta be within 20 degrees, but I don't know 20 points. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but you don't know what range. We know what range of humidity
Yeah,
that we can work in, and that's as close as you can get. It's too hard to figure that part of it. A lot easier to figure just on the humidity. That's pretty simple. And we know that in hot weather it blushes faster than it does in cold. That's why we pretty much finish in the winter time. Summertime's too iffy. It's always high humidity, it seems like. Unless it hasn't rained in months. But I know the purists, they'll come out and they'll say, you know, yeah, let's.
So the next color we're gonna paint is red. Gotta paint that spinner.
Not humidity.
Well, if it's gonna blush, I'm gonna know on the red right away.
Yeah,
Come to think of it.
you should know. Cause that stuff will blush before anything else does.
Yep, I'll know right away. Okay, we're not gonna fucking miss this time. I think that it's too thick. I think I'm gonna get a hydrometer bucket, you know, for measuring viscosity of paint. Like I used to use in the Navy, you dunk it down in the can and pick it up and count the seconds.
Count the seconds between the drops. I used to have a bunch of little dipping cups for that. I don't know what happened to them. I must have had 50 of them. I don't know what happened to them. All like that little, one of them little dipping cups that I got over there, just got it had a holder on the bottom of it. But it's one more thing to sort of have to clean up and keep clean and all that crap. Pain in the butt. It's not that scientific. It's too thick, add some thinner.
Sounds easy.
Yeah, well, ain't that hard. You know,
What were you gonna say?
I don't need to say it. I'm gonna have to go get a battery for Barb's car. Mine will probably go out right after that.
There's $400.
Yeah, oil change and brakes.
That's $1,000.
$1,000.
Okay, let me see the spinner.
You got it over there somewhere.
No, I handed it to you and you put it somewhere. I don't think it's thin enough. Hopefully it won't blush. Not a huge deal if it does, but that'll be the indicator whether I can shoot any clear today.
You got everything carted off good?
I think so. I just need one, maybe two coats so that I can block sand it, and sand it with 80 grit,
Yeah,
like Chad.
Chad. Do the Chad deal on it. We got some of his primer over here.
No, he doesn't use that kind. He uses the kind that turns rock hard with catalyst in it.
Yeah. He made something like 10 cars in 1 year. How can you make 10 cars in 1 year?
Bando bomb!
That last car that he was working on there, I swear to God, if you used to pull that body off that frame, it would spring something fierce.
Bando buggy.
So rather than forming the piece of metal before he put it on there and making the bends in it right, so where it just sort of laid on there nice and flat. And
He just pulled it down and welded it.
He had this little chest thing, a push board with a T on his chest, and he pushed the weld in where he's welding and spot it. And I know you do that to some degree,
Doing!
but this was a lot. I mean, you pushed it in there 1.5 inches and 2 inches or something, not the last 1/16 of an inch.
The Bando bomb. Well, is that spinner gonna need another coat?
I don't know. Doesn't look like it's gonna need another coat, but let it dry, see if it blushes. I don't think it's going to. Hasn't already. Could have used a little more thinner on it.
Well, I can put some more thinner in it, give it another coat.
Doesn't really need it. I mean, if you wanna add the weight.
Ooh, that's lots of weight.
Not blushing. I don't know how dry it is, 'cause I don't wanna touch it.
No, why not?
Cause then I'll have your airplane marked with my fingerprint forever.
Put it over by it, turn on the heater, put it over there and whoo, bake it.
can see just a little bit of orange peel in it ever so slightly, which tells me that it's not
Let me give it another coat.
blowing out, you know.
I'll put some more thinner in this. Another dropper full. We got thinner in it now. Bando! That guy, I quit watching him. I mean,
Chad?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch him very much. He got all defensive because people were cracking on him. I think mainly you. Somebody over there is watching this because it's too coincidental that some of the same stuff that we talked about.
I like how he molded canopies in the barbecue.
Oh yeah, he damn near burned his whole place down. That looks a lot better. No orange peel.
He molded his windshield the same way that the guys at Boeing molded the wrong way. Pull it out of the oven and then form it. No, that's not how you do
with
it.
your hands and stuff. No.
He should have took a cue from us to how to do it. He would have had to have 4 guys and a big frame and a buck to pull it down over. I think he did have a metal buck.
And he had some kind of framework that was to the right shape, but
You won't be able to see out of that windshield.
if you form it over like a piece of plywood or something, you'll see every little grain of that plywood through it and everything. You'll see every little fiber of wood.
Hair.
Yeah.
If there's a speck of dust on it, you'll see it.
I had some that I molded, some campies that I molded that literally was dust in it. I couldn't see the dust. And I blew it off, I wiped it off, I did everything you're supposed to do, but everywhere there's a little speck of dust, there was a little indentation like. When you pulled it off, boy, you could see every one of them. And I learned my lesson, I got these lint-free towels.
Nobody will ever look at it that close, I don't believe.
Probably not. I look at all the airplanes that close though.
Yeah.
But I also, like you do, I look through. You know, like right now you can see. When the clear goes on there, it's harder to see. Because everything's sort of flat right now. And it shows up real well, but.
Did I get the cap strip sanded? Right.
Well, they're pretty flat.
You know,
I mean, as far as with and tight jointed and all that stuff, which is what you look for. Well, and 60% of that's gonna come out. Whatever you see right now is gonna come out in the clear.
especially if I'm gonna do what I did to the Monado where I put several coats on block sand and
In between every single coat. Don't try to put 3 coats on there and think you're gonna sand it down. That doesn't work. He just got 3 coats of dope on, that's all he did.
2 coats a day is what I was doing.
Yeah, 2 coats a day is plenty. You really shouldn't sand it for 3 or 4 days after that, but.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
You're about as impatient as a turd ant, you know.
Gotta get it sanded.
So really, all you're doing at that point in time is you're doing that right there. You get a coat of clear on it, and then you sand that colored edges down to the clear.
Can't feel that. Can feel this though.
But see, you'll never get that out with carding. All your carding then is getting a flash off of it.
Right.
Not taking up the thickness of the paint.
You can't feel that though. Just barely.
But you can feel everything else, which you just gotta bury it in clear. Got to spray it on there and seal it down, spray it on, down.
Okay, John Wayne, bury it.
Till it levels out. That's a bar boy coming out.
Bury it. Yeah, we're gonna bury it.
Bar, we gotta go down there to the creek. You gotta get all them little things off
Oh no, they look good under the clear.
there. Yeah, I got an airplane that's got a bunch of them in it. I never saw them. They sure did show up. It's hard, man. It is really freaking hard.
Still thinking about what to do back here. 2, 3 stripes. Maybe.
Red, orange, and yellow.
But I'll do it after the clear.
Doesn't matter when you do it. Just as long as you get the opaqueness the same. Sort of like to paint all that at the same time because of that, but.
Well, on the Monado, they didn't notice the refinished elevators,
Yeah, that's true.
and they were a different color, like a shade, 2 shades maybe, but they weren't out of the same can.
Like me painting that one airplane with that red, and I painted red, and I couldn't figure out what color red I used.
Oh, it's red. It's
I got
all the same.
3 colors of red. It all looks pretty close, man. You spray it on there, it's definitely different.
Well, you know, you might wonder why that I repaint the spinner. It was a different color red than this. Now, you probably couldn't see that on the camera, but it definitely was just a shade or 2 off.
It was insignia red instead of Cadillac red. This Cadillac red, I think's got a little more orange in it. And insignia red's like fire engine red, man. Red.
Well, the reddest of the red is Miss Ashley red,
Yeah, that was.
but it looks peach or salmon.
Salmon color, yeah.
But
Well, that's Lamborghini red, actually, I think it is.
Ferrari,
Ferrari red or Ferrari red.
Wendy had a hat in that. They don't even make that anymore.
Yeah,
Can't get it from Brodak. I bet if I called Randolph, I could get him to mix that color for me.
gotta have the numbers.
No, they get that there.
Yeah, but see, all that stuff is proprietary. So in order, you know.
Don't add your stupid smelly chemicals to it,
They
just,
won't divulge all the information about it. Even when I did a repair on my dad's fender where it rusted, I patched the rust spot with some fiberglass and stuff and sanded it down, primed it, and painted it. And they went out there with their little color meter and
yeah.
was trying to match the paint because it was an old car, you know, so it faded in the sun and
They get it close, but it's not
They
perfect.
got it close, but I couldn't get it blended right unless I painted the whole doggone fender, and I didn't wanna paint a quarter of the car.
That turned out real good there. Can't see that at all.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. Beat the hell out of the pole up.
Yeah. You gotta really get down there to inspect it, and I got my good glasses on today.
That thing seems to be coming out there more and more every day.
I think it'll come out with clear.
What's that little spot right there? It almost like a drop of water or something was on there.
Thought about getting some 4/0 steel wool and going over everything.
For one, you can't find the right kind of steel wool. I've been looking for it forever. It's stainless steel and it's got no oil in it.
Right.
And I can't find it. All I can find is regular old 4/0 steel wool.
Hey, we got a chatter. We got one comment in whatever. Yogi. I can't see it enough. You guys are a lot of help. Just keep the good information coming. Well, I don't know how good it is. It's information anyway.
Yeah, it's something to store away in the back deep dark recesses of your mind. Sometime you'll come up with
What do you
a
think?
use for it. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Get clear on there and never see it.
Actually, the more I look at that, the more I like it. I didn't like it at first when I just saw the paper.
Yeah.
I thought too cartoonish, you know, and then of course you scaled it down to a quarter of the size and then look at it like this and it looks different, looks more like a military.
Right. That's squadron emblem.
Yeah, squadron emblem, yeah. That's like Craig doesn't like airplanes look like race cars. Well, my Sunoco airplane was done purposely to look like a race car.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's why I put all those stickers and stuff on it, was because that was the theme. You know, sort of a stock car theme airplane. You know, and if you go down to the Reno air races and look at those airplanes, they got that all over them. They got decals all over them, all their sponsors, STP and whoever else that they're using, their oil, Penn's oil or whatever. And
Matter of fact, I'm gonna send Scott Wick a picture of this right here.
I got at least a couple, 2, maybe 3 airplanes down there. It's got Wick's logo on them. Of course, it's Saturday, so you probably won't get it till Monday.
No, this is personal phone.
Yeah, he said that plane looks fast just sitting there. Yeah, that does look pretty good.
Awesome, he says. Get a picture of it this way.
Well, it's not just the decal, it's all the colors that you're using, colors from him.
Right.
Likes the design on the rudder.
Okay.
That checkerboard up here sure would add.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do them. I just,
You need something,
about that wide.
just needs something. You know, cause I'm all for symmetry.
Right.
And if it's busy here, it needs to be busy there and there and there and there. And
Let me
there.
call this guy. I'm gonna see if we can get a discount code or something.
Need to go downstairs and take some pictures of my airplane since it's got it on there, cause we're using the same thing.
Yeah.
Is this a pick through right here, or is this a black spot?
Hi, Scott. Yeah, Sparky. Hey, I sent you a couple more pictures of the airplane. Yeah, my buddy, I'm in Dayton right now, but my buddy has Wix aircraft on his airplane as well. I mean, yeah, I'll send those pictures today. But what I wanted to see if we could do to track if my advertising for you is working is maybe offer a discount when I do a YouTube video on it, because I pump Wix or whatever. Just mention Stunt Hanger. What kind of percentage can we give them off? 10%? Okay. Right. 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 We're online right now. I live stream every Saturday. So I've got it from the man. People are watching right now, but I'm talking to the camera. We got it from the man right now. Mention Stunt Hanger when you order from Wix for a 10% discount. All right. So and I'm always pushing Superfill and some of the things. What kind of carbon do you guys have? You guys have carbon mat, carbon fiber? Yeah. Next time I'm through there, I'll go and see. I'll go in the back like I did before and see the plywood and stuff. What you got? All right, Scott. I appreciate it. Let everybody know what's going on. All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, we'll send them some pictures of your airplane. Yep, we got some more chatters.
The youngster.
Great job. I love design you put on the rudder. Thanks. Now think about it. A gallon, if you buy your dope by the gallon, that's $125 for a gallon. That's $12.50 off the top. So that's the tax, some of the tax anyway.
Yeah, it's covered your tax basically.
Right.
If you order a gallon and you get a hazmat shipping, you might try ordering 4 quarts. Now, it might cost you a little bit more for 4 quarts, but you might do away with the hazmat charge.
Not from Wix. They're gonna charge you hazmat. Unless you deliver to a business.
I don't know, because it used to be like that.
Yeah, Brodax was.
Well, Brodex was, and Sig was, and a couple other, some other places.
Wix
like
is
that.
a real aircraft place,
Well,
and they
I
only deal with
understand.
businesses
Yeah,
normally. But if you're on, you know, you want to order on the website, he said, put in the notes, discount code Stunt Hanger, and if you call on the phone, tell them Stunt. You know, you saw this in Stunt Hanger, and you'll get 10% off. And this is not a paid advertisement. This is just good products.
yeah, they have good products.
I've been dealing with Wix and Randolph for 35 years.
Every color on this thing's Wix.
Yeah. Okay, let's mix up the black and I'll switch that in there, and then I guess we could take the engine out and mount it on the stand, or we'll mix up some clearance. Test spray this rudder,
I'd do that first.
or this elevator, flat. Is it dry?
Gummy. Probably wouldn't leave a fingerprint unless you,
What you have to do to get it off of there.
yeah, I'd just leave it on here right now, till right before you leave or something.
Bake it in front of the. What?
I see some sandy and scratches.
Ah,
You'll never see it on an airplane.
not when it's cleared. You got the clear on it and sanded.
No. It's alright. It's not blushing, that's basically what I'm trying to look at. You gotta look past the few little flat spots from painting where, you know, you overspray like on it.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. What you gonna do about that?
Nothing. Clear. Sand. It'll have 10 coats of clear up there.
Got this little dot here keeps bugging me, and I don't know, I sort of ran the knife over it, but I don't know whether that's a pick spot or a flashing. If it's flashing, it's heavy paint,
It's
and it's not gonna come off there without
a thick spot, I think.
really working on it. I didn't wanna touch it too much, cause
Looks like a pick spot. Gotta be careful, I'll put a groove in it.
yeah. They sell a lot of beads and stuff too, Ed.
Who?
Wicks.
No, they don't sell beads. Shapers sell beads.
Oh.
Shapers is where he makes the money. Where Wix makes their money is refinishing pianos.
Yeah, that's what it was, man. Yeah.
Pianos in Oregon. So if the paint's good enough for a piano, it's good enough for an airplane.
Yeah, by all means.
But Wix has, if you get on their mailing list, they'll send you specials on 4130 chromoly seamless and those Garmin,
GPSs and all that stuff, flight instrumentation.
flight instrument. I mean, it's a real aircraft company. You go in there, got hind joints and MS&AN fittings and plywood and all kind of bullshit.
Carbon fiber and fiberglass.
Yeah, they got everything.
Epoxies. I'd imagine they got epoxies.
Yes, the West Systems. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. I guess I could, well, too late, I did put the white up already. And get the black, let me paint the black and quit dicking around. So we can get going on the clear. But I'm always thinking of you guys, getting you, you know, giving you the best products and trying to get you a discount. Tell them what they did for you on the retarder, John.
I ordered a gallon or 2 quarts of retarder. Because you don't use very much retarder, so I didn't really want a whole gallon, but I wanted enough to last for a while. So I ordered 2 quarts of it. And it came in and it was thinner. It's the right thinner and everything, but it wasn't what I ordered, and I really needed the retarder. So I called them up and I said, hey, I think there's been a mess up on this order here. Okay, let's what was it? And I gave him all the information and everything. And he looked it up and he says, well, by God, it says retarder right here on the thing. I don't know why we sent you thinner. I said, well, I figured it was a mistake, you know, maybe you guys were out of retarder or whatever, and I just got thinner instead, but it's no big deal. But anyway, you know, I want to order some retarder. He says, okay, no problem. He says, you'll have it in a few days. And a couple days later, I had 2 quarts of retarder on my front.
A gallon. You got a gallon.
Or a gallon, right on my front porch with no charge. And so, I mean, to send me a whole gallon of retarder for 2 quarts and then not charge me at all for it was pretty phenomenal. And it also helps if you're not jumping up and down like a wounded rabbit or something, you know, hollering and screaming, you know, and this stuff. Talk nice to the people. He's a very nice guy. He's easy to work with.
That's Eric that you talked to. You didn't talk to Scott. Scott, the owner, hasn't been in the shop for 5 years.
Just look up Wix Aircraft and on the internet, and it'll bring up Wix, and just go to their website and go from there. That'll get you to them.
Just click on the Wix Aircraft banner on Stunt Hanger.
Yeah, that too. How much does a quart of dope cost?
About $22.
Somewhere around in there, a quart. It's really cheaper to buy it by the gallon if you can swing it. If you buy a quart of dope, buy a gallon of thinner. As we recommend using their thinner.
Not recommend, it's a must.
It's pretty much, yeah. With their products, it's been done. It's been used with other things, just like SIG and Brodec and all them have been. But if you really want no problems, use their thinner. And we only use their thinner in the paint. We don't use it to clean out paint brushes and spray guns and stuff like that. We use the cheapest junk thinner we can for that. Lacquer thinner, clean strip, sunny side, whatever you want to use to clean out brushes and spray guns and stuff with. But then when it comes time to actually thin the paint and paint with, we use their thinner.
It's pricey, it's $55 a gallon, but
But you normally thin everything at least 50%. So if you order a quart of a dope and you think a quart of thinner is going to do it, chances are the quart of thinner isn't going to take you enough, because you're going to end up thinning 60 or 70%, maybe 80%. And so you always need a lot more thinner than you do paint product. I normally buy 2 gallons of thinner to every gallon of clear that I get, and I end up running out of thinner every time. But of course, we're thinning twice what a lot of people would thin. He's put all these colors on this airplane right here. All these colors haven't added up to an ounce. Probably about half an ounce is all this plane's gained, and all these colors just got added onto the white. And they weren't sprayed on with an airbrush. Little bit of it was, but for the most part, it's all done with the HVLP Arbor Freight gun. They used to be $10 a piece. Now they're $30 a piece for little Harbor Freight guns, but they're pretty good. Like Sparky said, I forgot about that. You can just go to the Wix sign on the website on Stunt Hanger and just click on that sign, and it'll take you straight to their website. Nice website. Sometimes it can be a little finicky manipulating it and working around that, but just bear with it and you'll find what you need. There is a difference between nitrate and butyrate too, so
Don't use nitrate. There's no need for it. Nitrate is meant to dope on metal airframes and attach the canvas to the airframe. And immediately after stretching that canvas, they switch over to butyrate. So we're not working with, I don't know why. You got to have a different thinner. I don't know why people like to use nitrate. It's the wrong stuff.
they actually make a nitrate thinner too that doesn't work with butyrate, but butyrate will work. Butyrate thinner will work with nitrate, but nitrate thinner won't work with butyrate. You can paint over nitrate with butyrate, but you can't paint over butyrate with nitrate. We use nothing but butyrate dope from the ground up. There's no need. You can actually, their non-shrink butyrate dope is their crystal clear Brodex. It has no tint in it. If you get their high shrink butyrate dope, it's got a tint in it, and it looks sort of
Yellow.
Yeah, yellow or
Amber.
amber colored. And if you paint that over top of white, it'll turn the white antique white. It'll make it sort of an amber tint to it. So don't use that. Use the non-shrink.
It's an A number.
Non-shrink butyrate dope.
9703 is the, is it, let's see, yeah, that's retarder. 9703 is the thinner. 9701 is the clear, and the crystal clear is an A number. It's an A dash. Read that. Is there a number on that?
No, that's not one of them. This is colored butyrate. One of them cans. There's got to be no shrink.
Well, that was a split, so that was nothing.
Isn't that non-shrink butyrate right there?
Clear butyrate tauntning, 9701 is the tauntning.
That's tinted. What's that?
And non-tauntning is an A1690. And
you can use that non-tautening from the base up. From you only have to buy one product. You don't have to buy both of them, and then that way you've got the same thing, the exact same thing from the ground up.
when you make an order, ask for their color chart, and it'll say right on here, never order by name. Paint companies often use the same name for different colors. For example, Randolph Juno White and Polyfiber Juno White do not match. Gloss levels also vary among product lines. Use color samples from the appropriate company to select your paint. Our samples represent actual paint colors. So there's 50 colors to choose from. And if you're slick, you can make candies out of it and so on and so forth. Say you want a candy apple red. So you pick the red you want. This is Pontiac red. Let's see. Cadillac red, what I got on this airplane. Let's say I wanted a candy apple Cadillac red. Well, you take clear and you mix this in the clear until it's a translucent red. Spray your silver underneath it, and then you can have any candy color you want if you do it that way.
Silver or gold. Either one for a base.
And you mix the the paint until any color paint except for white. You couldn't do a candy white. You'd have to do a pearl white. And you can buy that pearl pigment from Amazon, and it's like $10. And you add the pearl pigment, which is abalone shell ground up. Let's see, we got some chatters here. I've been building airplanes and flying over 40 years, and you guys still give out great information. A lot of stuff I didn't know. What's the web page? Wix Aircraft. Just search Wix.
WICKS. Wix.
You can't buy, I have talked, I got friends or contacts at Randolph, the guys who mix it, but you can't buy from Randolph. You have to buy from Aircraft Spruce or Wix or the airport or someplace that handles dope. Don't go to your hobby shop and ask for dope. They might think you're a drug dealer.
Yeah. We did that one time.
Got any dope? No, we don't do that here.
Some young kid was working in there, and Sparky says, "You got any dope?" And the kid says, "Oh no, we don't have any of that here. But that house across the street, down about a block and a half, About that time, the owner of the shop, one of the owners of the shop, come running over. No, that's not what they mean. It's model airplane paint. They used to call it dope. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, you young kids.
Now, if I can get these off without screwing anything up.
Yeah, right on the tip. Worst spot.
And sure enough, it pulled up a little bit. Right there.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys are learning something, because you always learn. There are no dumb questions, so.
A lot of dumb answers. But...
repetitive questions. One thing, A lot of dumb answers I've seen out there. Everything that we're showing you on here, we're doing. This is exactly what we're using. This is exactly how we're doing it. You can see it live. You see all the screw ups, everything. There's nothing edited.
You're gonna get a light finish, you're gonna have these problems because there's no paint on it. You're not getting the thing wet, sopping wet to bind, you know. The only coats that you're gonna get sopping wet are the clear, and that should go down through all the top coats and bind everything together.
Irregardless, they say non-shrink. When you're buying that clear dope and you're looking for the non-shrink clear dope, it shrinks. Believe me. It just doesn't shrink as hard and as heavy as the shrinking top coat or the tinted dope does. It's like SIG, it's the equivalent of SIG light coat, let's say, only better.
So I got that little spot right there. No, that'll be easy to
Did you
fix.
quit doing that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that spot. I got
Yeah, there's a little spot in that orange right there.
that right there.
That's a paintbrush deal there. A
No,
little kink right there.
I'll airbrush that, but I won't do it today. I'll do it after the clear's on it.
Well, at least that way you get a chance that you can scrape it off if something does happen. And
Right. I think the hobby shop was where I got it years ago. Yeah.
yeah, well,
That's not trash over.
that's few and far between at the hobby shops anymore finding it. It's $6. How much was it over there by the museum? Was it $6 a pint for one of these little teeny jars?
Oh, it was more than $6. It was $8 something like that. $8.49. And there is a difference in dope.
Yeah, look at this. Here's from a hobby shop, SIG, Super Coat. $8.62 for this little bottle of this stuff. What is it, 2 ounces? 4 ounces, 4 fluid ounces. $8.62 at the hobby shop. Ridiculous.
I mean, we believe in supporting local hobby shops, but man, they can't be that greedy. That's a paintbrush spot right there.
This Wicks,
That's an airbrush spot.
yeah, this Wicks paint is, I don't know, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff.
Well, the difference between a SIG paint job and a Wicks paint job is about 8 ounces. The reason being there's no pigment in certified dope. That's why Wendy was always decanting. But if you decant your paint, what you're doing is taking the binder out of it and you end up with chalk.
Yeah. It's all pigment.
Yeah, it's chalk.
And the cover's real good and cover's opaque, but
Okay, let's clean this mess up. Done the airbrush.
good morning, Jim. Glad to see you're up and about.
Jim, on your next order from Wicks Aircraft, mention Stunt Hanger, receive 10%. I just cleared that with Scott Wicks.
Yeah, I used to get air gloss dope at the hobby shops all the time. I wish we could still get the stuff, but it is no more. Even if you do find some of the paint, you will play hell trying to find the thinner.
I believe that we could thin it with MEK. I really do. Xylene and MEK. I have to make a concoction to see if it works. Cause I got,
Well, I don't think you can find enough of it to have to worry about trying to mess with it. You know what I mean?
I got two quarts.
There's some residual stuff running around, but you know, you're already set up with one paint system. Why, do 2 or 3 different paint systems? That's the whole thing, is to keep it simple. If you get Wix white paint, now here's the difference, and I can tell you for a fact because I did it.
Tell them how you did it.
And this is how I found out. I built an airplane and I painted it. I used Brodeck white. And it took me 5 coats of white on that airplane to get it opaque. Now, taken for granted, I had primered that airplane, so it was all in gray, or it was primered nevertheless, so it was gray, and I was covering gray with white. And it took 5 coats of paint, thin 50-50. Well, Sparky's like, how much paint you put on that? And I told him. He's like, shoot, I've been getting coverage in 1 coat. I said, nah, bull crap. He says, next airplane you build, he says, build it, we'll paint it. You can use, I'll even give you the paint. So he gave me some white paint. And I built that airplane, and I primered it and everything, just like I did the one before. So it was all gray and everything. Went out there and shot it, and it shot it with 1 coat. I said, dang. I said, I made a believer out of me right then and there. And not to mention, 1 coat weighs a lot less than 5 coats of paint. So I got on this diet, and it's a painting diet. You only get X amount of paint. When you're done with that paint, that's it. You're out. You're done. Now you can use more. It doesn't say you can't use more. You can use more, but your weight will go up. We're shooting for a 6-ounce finish, and for the most part, we're getting a 6-ounce finish on a 60-inch wingspan full-size stunt airplane.
700 squares.
700 squares, yeah.
Okay, you guys need to guess how much paint in volume is on this airplane. Now this won't include the colors, but how much paint is on this airplane? Well, I'll tell you, and you won't believe it anyway, there's 1/2 a quart of unthinned material on this airplane. Jim's on the diet now. He's a good
It works.
So when I go for the clear shot, we'll mix another 1/2 a quart. And mix it up. Probably gonna use more than that on this because I'm shooting for a front row finish, but 1/2 a quart. And paint it on there, and when you're out of paint, you're done. That's 1 quart of paint.
I've been taking my 1/2 a quart of unthinned clear and putting a 1/2 a quart of thinner in it. So you end up with 1 full quart of thinned clear. I spray a coat of dope on the whole airplane. Then I add thinner, and I fill that quart back up again. And it should be you should have about 3/4 of a quart of thin dope at that point. So I'll put another 1/4 of a quart of thinner in it, and I'll spray my second coat on. And I'll do that until that 1/2 a quart of unthinned dope runs out. Now thinner all gases off. So you got to realize you can add as much thinner as you want, but you can't add any more solids, any more materials.
For you guys think that you're gonna put it on and sand it off and gain it and lose any weight, forget it.
Silly boys. Twix are for kids.
Because what it does is it soaks down into the wood. And unless you sand through to the other side of the wood, you ain't getting no weight off of it.
No, it doesn't work like that. See, this is a chemical bond. This isn't a...
Yeah, this ain't like enamels.
Now each coat of paint eats into the coat prior to it, and the coat prior to it, and the coat prior to it, and that's where you get your bond.
Well, that's why that pulled up there. I didn't have it wet enough.
Yeah, it's not a mechanical, we're not looking at a mechanical bond. See, enamels and stuff like that, you gotta have scratches in there, and then the paint latches onto the scratches. And that's what sort of holds it on there, but this...
It's called tooth.
This is all chemical, no mechanical. Well, it's got mechanical to it, but it's... mainly mechanical. Gonna have some noise, warm up a little bit.
Okay. Aerogloss was the best stuff, Yogi. It was the best. As long as you added castor oil to it. I think there's flex agent in Randolph. I don't. There wasn't any in Aerogloss.
I think that retarder sort of acts like Lexol.
Yeah.
Because it makes the paint more rubbery.
Aerogloss, I really do. The best smell is baby powder and Aerogloss. But we can't get it, they gotta get it out of your head. Got little blocks of needles and stuff on it, but after that.
Back there behind that roll of paper towel.
I don't know if I can get those stretches out with clear. Probably have to prime it and sand it and prime it and sand it. Oh well, for another day. This airplane took 3 months to build so far. Maybe 4 months. Started at the end of August, July, August. No, wait a minute. I started at the end of, what was the net?
July.
So I started in August, September, October, November, 4 months,
It's almost December, so.
5 months. So it's a 5 month commitment. 6 months probably, half a year.
6 or 7 month commitment, because you won't be done till right before the nats as far as finishing goes.
Sand and about
That's a
sand.
year. Doesn't mean you can't fly it until then, but you'll still be buffing on it and.
I'll be buffing on it all the way through the Nationals.
Well, yeah. Be sitting in the motel room the day before appearance judging.
Takes about 100 hours to buff an airplane out.
Jim says, John, you're right. Insignia white is the best white I've ever used. 1 coat coverage. Yep. It works. And it works even better if you tint your clear from the bare wood all the way up. That just makes that 1 coat of white on there so much better. You know, and most airplanes are basically white. Or most of our airplanes are basically white for the base color, so that makes it semi-opaque. I want to say semi-opaque because if you look at this up in the sun, you can see through the paint and you can sort of see the ribs and all that stuff right through it. You can't see through it enough to like read the newspaper, but
you can see light through it.
You can see light through it, you know, and you can see the outlines of the ribs and stuff like that in there. So there's not much paint on it. You're not painting it where it's 100% opaque.
Let's show them. Hold my airplane up and I'll show them. I got his flashlight. I got the good one. Okay, there it looks opaque, right? See that? That's what you want. You don't want to be able to not see that light through there. Let me see if it's coming out there. I really can't see it. Hold on. I turn the light out. Okay. Lights out. We'll wait for the camera to catch up. That's all the paint you want on it. You don't want 6 million pounds of paint on it. And trust me, it looks just fine sitting on the ground, just fine sitting here. You can't see
through it when it's sitting on the ground.
No. But when it goes over the top and goes through the sun, you need to be able to see through it, or else it's way too heavy.
It is so easy to put 10, 12, 14 ounces of paint on an airplane. So easy. And really all it is in a thinner. How much thinner you put in it. You know, we're really starting out with these things basically 60% thinner. I screwed that dang thing all the way in there. Might take you a while.
Didn't want it to fall out.
Well, and then how it goes. Falls on the floor and then where to go. And I'll be down in the basement making another one. I don't like making them things.
For the most part, it's dry, but I don't wanna.
Yeah, but if you squeeze on it for too long, you'll.
Come on, quit giving me a hard time.
Jim says that Robert taught him how to tend to do the diet. Jim, yes, the diet. The diet is everything. I guarantee you, if you use it and you stick to it, like Jim's using it now, immediate difference.
I can't get it on there. I get it on there, but it's gonna have to be repainted anyway. Get them scratches out of it. No different. It's not even right. Put it on there. Okay. I'm gonna take it off anyway, if we're gonna do any clearing. I wanted to see what it looked like, see if it made a difference in appearance. Yeah, pretty close.
Should be identical. It is. It's just the lighting in here, and you get a shadowy in here and shadowy in there, and it's.
God, I can't believe those scratches. I don't get that many scratches with 320. What happened?
I don't know, I didn't see them in there before you painted it.
No, they weren't there. Oh well.
Really, I put them in there ahead of time just so I can give you something to look at when it's hanging on the wall at the apartment, that drives you crazy.
Yeah. Let's have a clean mason jar.
Juggy says if I was there as a judge, you'd win.
No,
Well,
you can't say that.
let me tell you, until you're there and you look at those airplanes, there's 3 rows of airplanes there that are awful nice. A lot of good painters and stuff out there. You get in the top 2 rows, if you're starting to pick them.
There's very, very little difference between the first 2 rows. There might be 4 airplanes in the front row and 10 airplanes in the second row. So you got 15 airplanes that are
Capable of winning.
capable of winning. Outstanding. So you can't say that I would win just because you like me.
Not to say that stuff doesn't happen, but I don't want to say that happens. I want to say that they actually did their job.
Where's the mason jars?
Putting your hand right on them.
Where? Right here?
Well, that white box right there by your hand.
Here?
Why do you need a mason jar?
I'm going to mix up some clear.
Any of these jars will work.
Yeah, this is a quart here. I know these are. They're selling them again. I'll buy 2 more.
This thing's have really gone up too. I think it's about $17 for the cases and things now. We were getting them for $8
The last case that I bought was 20 something.
for them real little teeny bottles.
No, for these. Well, I got,
Picking up weight.
yeah, right.
I can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
This airplane weighs what, 53 ounces?
Yep.
Right now, the way it sits, 53 ounces. Are you actually gonna shoot clear?
I'm gonna try the flap.
You want me to take this cowling and stuff off?
You can.
Or you wanna wait? Wanna wait until you see if it's gonna blush or not?
Yeah, just wait.
Gonna take that just straight down.
Well, I can say that out of this gallon, the rest is yours, because it's halfway now. Because that's a gallon we split. I don't know how much is in this white, but half of it was mine. So I don't know where we're at on that, but I'm done with that. I'm gonna use a little of your retarder though.
Go easy on that gold.
Free retarder.
It wasn't free, I paid for it, but.
Okay, 10%, we're gonna go up to the 600 milliliter mark, which is right there.
Using this retarder, they say don't use more than 10%.
It'll melt the airplane.
Yeah, and if you spray that clear with 10 or 15% retarder in it on a plastic canopy, you might expect it to melt. Very well could. And even overly thin dough could melt a canopy. Now, I haven't had that problem as bad lately as we used to when they had butyrate canopies. Remember that?
Yep.
Those things would melt in a heartbeat. They'd be dry and everything. You set them out there in the sun, and that gases of that dope would get to them, and it'd melt them out in the hot sun.
Okay, this is my top coat. So it was filled to there with the A1690
Unthinned.
unthinned. Then I filled it to 600. No, I filled it to 500 with, so it was 400 to 500 with retarder, and then filled it the rest of the way with thinner. And it might need to be thinned a little more.
Yeah, might need to be. That's still only 50-50.
So we got that hammered down, we got that done. Let's see, get my paint gun, which is what I want to use is this one. Now this is just an experiment here. I don't know as if I'm gonna shoot clear today because it's humid, it's cold. The best time to paint is when it's snowing. Gonna turn the heat on.
Yeah, it's good. Turn it on. Noise.
Yep, noise.
Jet engine running.
If we get it coated clear on this, I'll have something to do tomorrow, starting. got 60%. 60% thinner now. 50 was just too thick. What in the heck? Okay, that's it. I didn't paint the top, I painted the bottom, this side here.
Well, I left it overhang.
Okay.
It wasn't wet anyway.
Let's see what happens now.
It'll be hard to tell blush on that white.
Yeah. Where's that wire?
Hanging up where you had it.
Hanging up where I had it. Oh. Hopefully you don't fall off there again. Because we're painting. Ah, gonna fall off.
It ended up where it's hanging uphill.
Put a kink in the end of it.
It's too much. You bend it up like that so that
Put a kink in the end.
it's got a kink in the end
A
of it.
good one.
I don't want to bust your plywood off
It
the
ain't
end
gonna-
of it.
It ain't gonna bust it. Still, hold on to this. There we go. Whoa, shoot, it's gonna come off again. This is no good. NG. So, forceps right here. Won't come off now. NG. This is gonna have to be repainted. It's from dropping. Put some marks in it. That's okay, we'll get clear on the bottom anyway. At least it didn't happen on the top. And it's still kind of peely. What am I running too much pressure?
Yeah, you said at 24.
I don't know, hold this. I don't have enough hands. See how peely it is? There we are.
Just a little bit.
Try again. You got a good coat of clear on it this time. I'm only putting it on the back to keep it from warping. But it's gonna have to be touched up. Got some black spots in it. Okay, let's let that dry and see what happens. Look at that right there. It's gonna be hard to see, but
Yeah, I see it.
it's attacking the paper or something.
What I saw was in this hinge line
Yeah,
here,
it don't
where
matter.
it hit back there or something. What's these two lines?
That's
right
where it
here?
hit back there. It's gonna have to be. Alright, it may be okay, I don't know. We'll see what happens. At least it's not on the top.
I know you ink after 1 coat, but I don't normally ink my lines until after at least 2 coats before I get it in. But you do things a little bit different than I do sometimes.
Works for me though.
Yeah, whatever works for you. Floats your boat.
So, it looks like we're gonna be able to do clear today. But that'll probably be after lunch. Yep, because it's 11:35 now.
Let that dry and see if it flushes up. And if you put retarder in there, though, so it's probably not going to. Calm that humid out. It's only 45% humidity, 46, which is pretty good. It starts getting over 50, then that is without retarder. See that clear, we'll have to put that canopy down.
Yeah. We're not gonna do it till after lunch. I'll get this mounted before lunch. Get it mounted. Oh, I just lost a wheel spat, so that's not gonna work. That's okay, I didn't really like the way they looked anyway, like that.
You can tell when you put retarder in that. Changes the whole smell of everything.
I'm so immune to it, I can't smell the difference, to be honest with you. It smells like dope. Yeah. We are going to rethink these wheel spats. I don't like them.
Did you get them tabs soldered on there real good?
They're on there pretty good, yeah.
Cause I know you were having problems with them. I didn't know whether you had cold solder joints on them or what, but,
I ended up using the torch.
I don't know, I use 1/8" wood on mine. Both sides of it, sand it to shape, and with those little things in the center of it.
We'll see where we come out for weight, what it gets. I mean, if I could come out at 55 and I could build wheel spats for an ounce, I'd do it. But if I'm at 56 and I'm gonna add an ounce, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do them other type. Are you still going to put checker on the nose? Yes. I only got so much time in a day to do this stuff. Those are gonna have to be hand laid. They'll go on inner coats of clear, meaning I'll get a coat of clear on this today or maybe two, and then ink. And shit, I could even ink those checks on, which I have done before.
Yeah.
Shoot, you gotta. We use the paint wrench to get my prop off.
Is there a half-inch wrench in that toolbox over there?
Yeah, I got one right in my hand. Got it right here. What are we doing for lunch today?
Ain't gonna be Taco Bell.
Let's see how this is coming out. Pretty peely.
Did you mix both those things back and forth together?
No.
Might wanna do that. Keep pouring them back and forth on one another. I think it still needs thinner. 'Cause that's exactly the settings I spray at, is about 24 pounds at the gun, and whatever at the tank, it doesn't matter at the tank. All that matters is what's at the gun. $18, 24 pounds, something like that. Never ever 24 pounds.
I just had too much air in the gun itself. I mean, I pushing out too much air.
Yeah. A whole different setting on that gun for clear than it is for regular painting. There was a lot of airplanes looked like Cardinals way back in the day, in the 80s.
Which is just a pattern master.
Got that jetish, jet sort of look, long, sleek, little canopy.
Yeah, get some clear on this puppy. Ooh, that would have been a disaster to put that one through there. if you built your airplane so that the engine bolt's just clear, be very careful when doing this paint stand stuff. Like this is a 3/4 440. If I put a 1-inch 440 through this, which is what's used for the engine, it would go right out the other side. You know, I only got about maybe 1/8 of an inch bite on these, you know, 1 or 2 turns. But we're not running on the vibration or nothing, just holding it on the paint stand, so. Okay, I'll put the flat back on it. Should be okay. Stupid thing. Yeah, I have to touch that, those little spots up. But I'll do it after a clear job and sand it out, because it needs some sanding. Can't have enough sanding.
And if you're fixing to get into a whole bunch of it.
Yeah.
Beautiful, you would see.
Yeah, I went on here and checked my emails. It's all loaded up with a bunch of advertisements.
Well, Black Friday and Black Friday weekend, let's put it that way.
Black Friday month,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas year.
Well, I've been
Well,
getting Black Friday
first
sales
they
for
jacked
a
them up
few weeks.
twice what they were, and then they marked them down. So it looks like you're.
You must be shopping at Harbor Freight. Okay. Can you help me get it on the paint stand when we go to lunch?
Suppose.
Well, if you want lunch here, you better tell me right now, cause the game's coming on at noon or 1/4 after,
Well, lunch here sounds good.
and I am a watching it,
Okay.
period.
11:48 right now. So,
You're gonna have
The
make us
big
some
game.
ham and cheese sandwiches.
I'm going to grilled ham and cheese,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I can't take that in with me.
Well, you could, I don't think they'll give you a ticket for it.
Who's gonna give me a ticket?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Who's gonna give you a ticket for taking it in? Turn so the wing is like this.
It is. Oh, well, it's spinning anyway.
There we go. Come on. There we go. So you want me to mix these back and forth, huh?
Yeah, equalize them. Gary Sinclair, a $20 super chat.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Thank you, thank you.
We hope that the information helps you guys. I know the discount at Wix is gonna help you guys if you order from them.
Yes, Gary, the checker will still go on the nose just a little bit later. Just, sort of, he's rushing it a little bit here. You got to get some clear on this white paint because it's so easy to leave fingerprints and smudge marks and everything else on it. You got to hurry up and get it to that point, and then you can run around and do touch-ups or whatever. It's no big deal.
Now, let me show you something here. I don't know how much this is. This is 1 pint, 8 fluid ounces, so it's not quite a quart. I have one full one of these and one little over half of this. This is still only a half a quart of dope.
Yeah, the rest is thinner. It's a half a quart of unthinned and non-thinned. No one wheel plant went ahead and busted right off there, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't think they're gonna hold.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
little noise. Noise.
I wouldn't be down so quick. They just stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning last night. No. Went to bed after eating dinner. I got home, ate dinner, went to sleep. I got up at 2 o'clock, started working.
I didn't get up till about 3. I didn't get out of bed. I stayed in bed till 5 or so. Try to keep going back to sleep. They should flush it with no thinner or with no retarder. I can shoot up to 50% humidity. No retarder. Now anything over 50%, yeah, we're at 45% humidity. And plus retarders, I look over real good and see if there's any little flashing lights. Wipe it down.
After lunch. We are gonna take a 30-minute lunch break. We're eating here, so we don't have to go anywhere. So, I'll stop the stream. Start it back up in a half an hour as soon as we're done eating lunch. And we'll shoot this clear, and that'll be the end of that. Then I'll go home and you can see me work on it for another hour or so. It's kind of orange peely right there. What do you think?
Yeah, a little bit.
Nothing I can't sand out.
When you start getting a clear on it, that's when all that stuff starts happening. You know as well as I do, you get to that point, you better be getting it as flat as you can be getting it between each coat.
Yeah.
Because if it isn't flat every time, if you go on this airplane and you put 5 coats of paint on this and you don't sand in between them, you're going to end up with craters so deep and everything, it's going to look like an Earl Schreiber paint job. But if you sand in between every single coat, and it doesn't take a lot of sanding, it just takes a goodly bit and level things off. Takes less work in the long run. More work initially, less work in the long run.
You gotta go down and get another bag of chips.
Okay.
All right, so
Both kinds.
Huh?
Both kinds.
we're
Yeah.
going to end the stream. We'll see you in about a half an hour. Look for painting the Aegis, or the next stream is going to be clearing this airplane. So we'll see you in a few. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya. That was 2 hours, 45 minutes.